Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Convos. My name's Ashley, and this is my cousin, confidant, and co-host,
Reagan. And here we like to discuss things that are going on in the world
and what's going on in our own lives.
Nothing is off the table here. So pull up a chair and join us for another Saturday night conversation.
I just had to do that for posterity.
What?
I popped my can, Ashley.
Oh.
I popped the can of my cooler, and I'm really hoping it picked up. I just had to do it for posterity.
I'm just drinking wine, so just nothing interesting. Hi, Saturday Night Convos.
Welcome to another episode.
We're just here drinking. It's Saturday.
Yay.
Yay. I love Saturdays.
I know, I do too. Oh, that's good. I'm drinking natural lime, White Claw hard seltzer. I know.
Interesting.
I know. It's quite good. It's quite good.
Living on the wild side.
I am.
On the wild side.
I am.
So yeah. The world is a ticking. It's a moving. Thoughts, Reagan? Thoughts
on the world?
I don't know. We were talking
Okay, so let's just cover Will Smith first and foremost, because honestly I have no words to express what I actually think, even though I actually have words to express.
We talked about it last week, did we not?
Yes, okay, but have you not heard the latest news? Okay, like
he stepped down from the academy.
CNN breaking news alert, Ashley. This came down yesterday.
Okay, I haven't.
The Hollywood elite who sit on this board, it includes like Steven Spielberg, Whoopi Goldberg, all the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
They voted to ban Will Smith from the Oscars for 10 years. 10 years, Ashley. What do you think of that? Because I can tell you what I think of it.
I'm just thinking of other individuals who have not physically, I'm going to say like assaulted somebody, but do you remember, like, this is veering a little bit off course, but that's typically what I do. When Kanye ran up and interrupted Taylor Swift and basically said that she didn't deserve that award. Beyonce had the video of the year or whatever, and nobody really said anything. Like, everybody was like, "Oh, Kanye, you shouldn't have done that." And he's been asked not to attend whatever awards now or ceremonies because of recent behavior, but whatever. Back to Will Smith. That seems a little bit outrageous.
I know.
He did step down. He's like, you know what? This isn't whatever. This isn't in line with the character that I want to display. Like, he's remorseful. He's apologized. Obviously, this needs to go back to also the award show of, hey, maybe we need to have more security. Like, maybe that also needs to be something of, maybe this needs to be a learning experience, right? Like, at the end of the day, we're coming out of COVID. This was our first in-person Oscar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So there was a lot of heightened emotion. Was it handled right? No. Was it? No. But does it really need to be? Because right now you're setting a precedent.
Yep. Honestly.
So I feel like there's a better way to do it.
Yeah. Honestly, this to me is cancel culture at its finest. This is the
100%.
This is the left, and I'm going to sound like a Fox News person for a minute. I know, but this is the left-leaning liberal majority. Well, not even a majority, but the left-leaning liberals trying to assert their dominance in society. This is cancel culture. And it's not even in society. It's the left-leaning Hollywood people trying to assert their, and it's one more just thing for people to talk about and make sound clips about, and all this stuff that the media does so well to divide people these days, because there is lots of division thanks to the extremes on both the left and the right. But this constant, holier than thou attitude, it has to stop.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, you're putting Will Smith in the same category as Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and all of those other, people that have done horrible, horrible things. He hit somebody. Yeah, okay, maybe you shouldn't have hit somebody, but guess what? Everybody on that board has probably hit somebody at some point. Like, at what point do we stop telling people what is wrong, what they can't do?
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, I am at the point where I am tired of being told what to do, what to think, how to act. And this is just one more of those things in that category. Right? It's absolutely ridiculous.
No, to be, especially with his career, like the legendary career that he has, to be placed in the same category as, and again, I know it's not the same category as Harvey Weinstein, but Will Smith is legendary. And the fact that they didn't even think to consider that, you know what, we all go through something. Nobody is perfect.
Well, even look at Whoopi Goldberg and her most latest controversy with The View.
Exactly. That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like, she sits on that board. Right? We need to have sensitivity and a gentle approach to everybody. And I'm not talking about like Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein's a pig. But the fact that he came out and apologized and said, you know what, this is not individuous of my character. And I am so sorry. It's not like he's just like, shit, fuck it. Like, you fucking deserved it.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. And now probably he's gonna have a tough time finding fucking movies.
Yep.
All over one thing, which at the end of the day was probably a mistake. Right? Like, that in itself, as you said, is cancel culture.
Yep. You just have to question, like, where does it end? Right? Like, this has been going on for a few years now, and like, where do we draw the line? Right? Like, this whole, holier than thou attitude that people have you know, you can talk the talk, but you can't necessarily walk the walk.
Yeah.
Like, where, like, if this continues on this path, society is like going to hell in a handbag, Ashley.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, look back, look at past civilizations that have come apart. And one of the reasons why past civilizations fell apart was because they started to attack each other.
Mm-hmm.
When they should have been, you know, coming together to like push forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's I have many thoughts, but I yeah.
And I also like Chris Rock, I think, handled it the best that he could. Did the joke have to be said? No, whatever. But Chris Rock handled it the best he could. He didn't say, oh, and I respect him also for the fact that he didn't lay charges. Like he was just like, you know what? He didn't have him removed. Like I respect him for all of that. So the Academy is dealing with it in a way that they're like, okay, now we're going to set a precedence.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we got to deal with it. Got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe there's a better way to handle this instead of that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if we're not going to celebrate the films that the individuals of the Academy make, what's the point?
Yeah.
Of the fucking Oscars? What's the point of the Grammys? What's the point of all of that?
Well, you know, it's just a big party that people of wealth and stature attend, right? That's what it is. That's the point. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just, yeah. Like I said, I have many thoughts, but there's no point. There's no point.
It's just frustrating because it goes back to the you can make one fucking mistake and then you get put down.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back into society. Like that goes back into, well, you know, you're in poverty and it doesn't matter what you do, you're basically stuck in that.
Yeah.
Or, and I think that's, to me, it is extremely frustrating to see that. Because, again, Will Smith is extremely rich. That is not the issue. It's the fact that he made a mistake. He apologized for it. Let's get past it. Not saying that we shouldn't, not saying that it shouldn't be discussed, not saying that it shouldn't, whatever, but there's trauma there. And like, let's look at the core issues there. Let's not look at the policies. I don't know. I'm frustrated about it too. I didn't know about it, but I'm frustrated now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh goodness. Okay, so on to lighter news. JLo got engaged to Ben Affleck. Affleck. I don't know. I don't. For the second time. Apparently they were engaged in the early 2000s, which I vaguely remember, Ashley.
Yeah, they were engaged in 2002, and then they were supposed to get married in like September 2003. I looked it up. And then they called off their engagement or whatever in January 2004. So 18 years later, look at them.
So, okay, so before we get into it, you have to think about it though. Like, that's kind of a cool story because they got together, they separated, they both had families of their own. Now they each have kids of their own, and they've come back together. Like, I feel like that is like a Hollywood script or like a Hallmark movie or like a romance book. like that, like obviously that happens in like normal society sometimes, but it doesn't happen very often.
Mhm.
It's pretty, I don't
I
know.
agree.
I just think it's pretty cool.
It's, I don't know. There was a lot. I think people had mixed feelings about them getting back together because she had been with A-Rod for like 4 years, and then all of a sudden they were like smooching.
Right.
But I think with any relationship or whatever, it's all about timing. And if they're at that timing, then you know what? Happy for them. Good for them.
Yes.
6 times the charm, baby.
6 engagements for her. Not like, I guess, yeah 6 times. Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't mean marriage. I think she's only been.
She was only married to Mark Anthony, I think, right?
Maybe, I have no idea.
But 6 engagements. To me, that's a lot. To me, JLo is like, JLo is like a strong, independent woman in her like branding, in her music, in her career. But if you are engaged 6 times and you are constantly looking for that love and that affirmation, you got a little bit of something missing.
I don't know. I think sometimes if you like know, you know, and like again, she's older. She's like ready to mingle.
Right.
But I don't know. I just, yeah.
Honey, I can tell you that if we were like 50, however, and she doesn't even look like she's over 50.
No.
But if you and I were 50, whatever, and you were engaged for a 6th time, I would knock you over the head with a cast iron skillet to bring some sense to your noggin.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like, it's such a like, yeah. I don't know. It's okay. So another person we were chatting about before is she was on HGTV. Christina Hack.
Yes.
Who's now going by Christina Hall. So she's been married. She was married to, I'm gonna look up the actual name. She
was married to
Tarek
Al something. El Musa. Why do I know this? I'm not sure.
Look at your memory.
Their show just ended.
Yeah.
I know that much.
So yeah, they got divorced in 2016.
Yeah.
And then she got married again in 2018.
Yes.
And then they got divorced in like 2020. And now she's married again. Which again, there are plenty of people who do this, and there is no judgment. You do you, whatever. There has to be all kinds of people in the world to make it work. I think my biggest thing is y'all having multiple kids and all that shit. What's wrong with just getting to know each other? I think that's my question. The what I'm confused about. I think love is love. At the end of the day, love is love. But what is wrong with just taking your time and getting to know each other? I don't get the whole rushing to get married thing. That is what legitimately confuses me.
Well, what if they're rushing to marry each other because it's a shotgun wedding?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't like why does one get married 3 times?
I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I get it. First one didn't work out. You do you. It happens. Like, I'm with somebody that's divorced. It happens. You do you.
Yeah.
But then, like, the second time, you're like, that sucks, baby. Like, that sucks. Like, you must have been so sad. Like, that must have been heart-wrenching for you to, like, have to go through that. But then, like, the third time where you're like, why don't we take our time with this?
Well, I mean, by the third relationship, if you get married, you have a 75% chance of divorce. So
Reagan's like, I got a stat for this. I don't know. I'm also like very like, if I get married, cool. If I don't, whatever. Like that's kind of where I'm at, because you know what?
Honey, you're engaged. We're getting you hitched. We're even if
it's happening.
Even if I have to drug you and take you to Vegas,
it's happening.
You're getting hitched.
But yeah, that's my, and like anybody, if you have feedback, like let me know. But I think my thing is like, and I know sometimes there's religious, cultural, like outside influences, and that is understandable. I'm respective of that. Like that's, you do you. And
yeah, but see, on that point, the cultural and the religious aspect that would be anti-divorce.
True.
So there wouldn't be any third marriage to talk about, actually.
True.
Right? I mean, I don't know what is in this person's heart, right? 2 Samuel 7:14, I think. Only God knows what's in your heart.
Yeah.
But if you are a cultural, bound to cultural whatever, or religious whatever, right? You're trying to make that marriage last through thick and thin.
Yeah.
Right? So there ain't no third marriage to talk about. Hell, there won't even be a second marriage to talk about.
No, and I think that's what my confusion is like, it's more of like, I feel like one person is enough. One is enough. And like I have no friends that are divorced. I just thought about that. It's actually surprising.
Well, you're only 29, Ashley. Give it another 5 years.
True. Give it time. But like for me as a parent, I'm like, I don't have enough energy. I do not have enough energy to go out and like prowl. Look. Find me a mate. I don't have enough energy for that.
You're taking me back to my high school sociology
prowl the savannah.
Oh my god.
So like when people are like J-Lo, I love J-Lo, but like I don't understand, like this woman has so much like zang. I almost wish I had the zang she has. I do not. However, that is a benefit of co-parenting.
Yes.
But hey, she's happy. Go J-Lo. But yeah, that is my question. Yeah. And I know this is just like a discussion, but yeah, I don't know. It's and I know it takes sometimes multiple times for people to find that person and whatever, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, I hope, because I love a good romance, that this one sticks, and that the circle goes back to the beginning or comes together in completion.
I don't know. I'm looking. Sorry.
I'm a hopeless romantic. Well, not really, but I like a good love story.
And then they can make a Hallmark movie.
Exactly.
J-Lo and Ben. Like I'm looking on convos.com.
Mhm.
This is the average length of a relationship before marriage. This was also done in 2020, but whatever, we'll go with it. 222. Never mind. Well, responses are clearly varied. Data supports that the average length of a relationship before marriage is between 2 and 5 years. So in both things that we discussed, in both whatever scenarios we discussed, those were not 2 to 5 years.
Mm.
However, they have been together. They were together previously.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm.
It might also, I know it is very much a millennial trend as well, that like we just like go with the flow and
Pretty
just
much.
like
Pretty
and
much.
yeah, because we have baby boomers as parents.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're not so much in a rush to like start on this whole life track thing.
And you know what? That's what I'm finding, because I am 29 and I will be starting teachers college in September. So when I graduate from a 2-year program, I will be technically 31. Thank you, God, for a late birthday. But in my 32nd year, and as I'm thinking about it and trying to picture like relationship and love and family and all of this other like life goals, right? I'm finding myself more and more okay with the idea of not starting that part of my life until my 30s.
Yeah.
When in my early 20s and my late teens, like, right, like you don't know what love is, you don't know what a healthy relationship is. And right, and you have that picture in your mind because you're told that is what you're supposed to do, right? And you keep looking for it and it hasn't happened yet. Like, why isn't it happening yet? And you almost get down on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But like I have such a peace right now with the idea of being okay with not having that part of my life start until my 30s. Lord willing. Right?
I just think also like I have a little bit of a funny story. I wanted so many kids. Like just like a van full of kids. I wanted so many kids.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I wanted 12.
What?
Yes, I
want to be like the Duggars?
I wanted to be like cheaper by the dozen.
Oh my god.
Right? Like I wanted, and like I had it listed out. Like I wanted, and like I wanted them young. Like I had one child young, but I wanted like 6. And I had them by year. And I had no idea who the father of these children were. Like they were like miraculous conceptions.
Like Jesus
and
Mary.
Basically, like they were just showing up.
Oh
like just lining up out of me. But my mom saw this list and I had them all named and I was like 14. I remember this. 14. And my mom saw this. She's just like, good luck with this. Good luck.
Yeah.
So yes, we have very unrealistic expectations of what life really is. Mm-hmm. And then also of what life really costs.
Yes. Yeah.
So unreal expectations. So yeah, I am so glad for you that you are at peace, because you know what, I wouldn't change anything in my life.
Yeah.
Because I am also at peace with where I am. But as a young parent, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't young, I was 23, but still,
well,
like
you were still young.
If I could go back, I would probably do things differently.
Yeah.
However, I'm where I am. I'm glad I'm where I am. But still, I wanted to have my van full.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like that was my like, I'm gonna have so many kids, and I'm like, I have no idea where I'm living.
Maybe just a sedan full now instead of a van full.
Yeah. I'm just like, I have no idea what that thought process was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I just really think things happen when they are supposed to happen. And fortunately, it's just, that Samuel, whatever, you gotta go with the flow on things, or you just gotta drive yourself nuts.
Yep. 100%.
I'm going with like a twang tonight. Like,
I know you sound very southern. For our southern audience, y'all listen up now, y'all. Yeah,
y'all listen up now. But yeah, that was my plan. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow.
I didn't get to use any of my names either, because they're all girl names. Sad.
You had a van full of girls. Yes. That would be hell.
I don't know.
It would be hell.
I have no idea why. One funny part was, because I love the name Georgiana from Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, I've never read Pride and Prejudice. So
okay. You've never seen the movie either?
No.
Oh my gosh, you're missing out.
I know. I live a very sheltered life, actually. Full of CNN and Chicago PD.
So, if I had a girl, I seriously wanted to name her Georgiana Grace.
Oh my god.
But I was very extremely serious about it, and then Liam got Liam. Because I'm like, I cannot find a boy name that I actually like.
Oh my god. Well, if you ever end up adopting a girl, you could name her Georgiana Grace, and we'll just call her Georgie or Grace. I kind of like Grace.
And it worked out because my partner's family, his grandmother was named Georgina.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's perfect.
That's hilarious.
So yeah.
That's hilarious.
Again, things happen how they're supposed to happen.
Amen.
Yeah. So that's my fun antidote about my wanting so many kids. But yeah,
I'm glad
I was gonna be like a single mom, and I was just gonna like work it and then also have like a full-time job. I was like, I don't know what exactly I was thinking at like 14, like how I was gonna do all this, but I'll just do all this with one.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, I'll just work that.
A lot healthier for your body too.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Could you imagine having 12 kids? Can you imagine the like stretch marks you would have and the like lack of bladder control you'd have? Like, I hear what one can do. I can only imagine what 12 would do.
I like don't understand how anybody can handle 12 children. Like, I'm good with like what 2 would be great, because it would entertain my other one. But yeah, 12, like what do you do with 12 children?
Oh,
where do you keep them? How many bunk bed sets do you have?
I don't. Well, look at the Duggars. They had like, when their first show came out, I think they had like 14 kids, and they lived in a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And all the boys lived in one room and all the girls lived in the other. Like, how does child welfare not get involved in that?
Because they're all fed.
Like, anyways. No, if you had 12 kids, Ashley, I don't know what I'd do to you.
You'd smack me over the head again? I feel like this is a very violent episode. Just keep on talking about smacking me.
Smacking you, drugging you to get you to Vegas, you know. Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh. Good gosh. So yes, that is our thoughts on
JLo.
JLo. You know what? That's really exciting though. Like, you know what? Everybody deserves to be happy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that would be a star-studded wedding. Hey JLo, we're calling you
It
out.
would be. And you know what? I have to wonder if like
Jennifer Gardner
would actually attend. Because she and Ben, they're friendly. Like I feel like they would have like a good co-parenting relationship.
I wonder if she would, because their kids are still relatively young. Their kids are under 16. Like I think they're 16, 13, and like 11. Like their kids are young.
Yeah.
Like I think in those standpoints, like you want to be there to support your kids as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I could be BFFs with Jennifer Gardner. She's so funny.
She is.
Jennifer Gardner, we're calling you out.
She seems very down to earth too.
Oh my God. She also grew up in West Virginia.
Hot dog, Ashley.
I'm not even kidding you.
I'll be. Maybe we have to make a special trip down to where is that? West Virginia. Just to see the sign that says home of Jennifer Garner. You know the while we're talking about West Virginia, do you know the country band Restless Road? Have you heard of them before? Okay, their music's really good. You should Google them. But one of the singers is from West Virginia, a very small town, and he actually has a sign saying so and so from West Virginia. Yeah. Anyway.
No, she was raised in Charleston, West Virginia, which I've been to. What? Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, so the top city that we get downloads from Ashley is Ashburn, Virginia. So special shout out to our listener, whoever you are, or listeners in Ashburn, Virginia. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We know you've been with us since the very beginning. So special shout out to you. And your
also
great
let us know what's going on in Ashburn, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
There you go. So you know Jesse Williams off of Grey's Anatomy. Which first of all,
yes.
Can we just talk Grey's Anatomy for a minute? Because I watched a couple of clips from the most previous episode, and that show needs to end.
I've been saying that for years, and I feel like we've argued about this because you were like, no, it's great. We need to leave it on.
Okay, it was good last season, and if they had ended last season, it would have been the perfect time because they brought back old cast members.
I know. I think they're bringing back Kate Walsh.
That was at the very beginning.
Okay, I'm wrong then.
Yeah, no, that was at the very beginning of the season. But Meredith Grey doesn't even work at Seattle Grace anymore.
Where does she work at?
She's in like Minnesota or something.
She's in Minnesota.
And the last episode, they're like losing their residency program or something. So like, why is the show even still on the air?
Maybe it's just slipping. God, it's like a bomb.
No shit. The only original cast members left are Ellen Pompeo, Shonda Wilson, and the guy that plays Richard, who I don't know his name. Literally, the only original cast members.
I've been saying this for years.
Okay, well, now is the time.
Years.
So if you are listening,
they can end it this season though, because
they have to.
Crappy. They have to try and get some new writing, and like
they can't. They can't. You know what? They shot 2 different endings to last season. So maybe they should just use the alternate ending that they didn't use as a series finale and just say it's done.
So what you want them to do is like run the rest of this season and then like just kick in the one from last season and be like, just kidding. All of the last season or all of this season was just
because the alternate ending was the series finale.
What?
Yes, they filmed 2 different endings to last season of Grey's Anatomy. One that would see it continue on, and one that was a series finale.
No, they should have ended it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They should use the series finale they filmed and just pop it in the VCR and hit play for the world to see. So the series
oh my God.
done. It's like beating a dead horse at this point.
They should have just ended it.
So ABC executives and Grey's Anatomy hot wigs or high wigs, if you're listening, which you probably aren't, but maybe you are, just end the damn series already. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. I think they lost me after they killed Derek, because I love Derek and I will still go back and watch those original episodes because for some reason, he's beautiful in those first ones. Mm-hmm. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
But no, it's done. Like, yeah, they're going for like an ER kind of thing, but they're not, they don't have it because ER held on to its cast.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy has lost it.
Yeah. Like, even like their actual like storylines. If you look, I've been rewatching Grey's, and I think I'm on season 13 now, 12. So like around the time that Derek leaves, they cut out a lot of like the surgical scenes. There's not as much like actual medical scenes. It's more cast talking to each other scenes.
Yeah.
And even now, more so, that's what it is. Like, what's the point of Grey's Anatomy? Because Grey's Anatomy was a medical drama. Well, where's the medical? Now it's just a drama.
Extreme drama.
Yeah.
Who's sleeping with who this week? Who's...
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, there's a story. So it says Jesse Williams' child support payments to ex get significant reduction after Grey's Anatomy exit. Jesse Williams will be paying his ex-wife a reduced amount for child support, according to court documents filed on Thursday and obtained by People. Williams' monthly child support has been temporarily modified to $6,413.
Let's start with that. That is still a lot of money.
No. Oh, it gets better. Prior to the filing, the 40-year-old actor who shares a 8-year-old daughter and 6-year-old son was paying his ex-wife $40,000 in child support each month. He took a big pay cut when he left Grey's. He currently makes on his Broadway production $1,600 a week. On Grey's, he probably was making $50,000 an episode, $25,000 an episode, some outrageous figure an episode.
I thought he made $6.2 million a year. I might be wrong. No, that's probably wrong.
I don't know.
But he's still getting like residuals from that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, why do you need $40,000 a month to raise a child?
I don't
I would
know.
love
I
give
don't
me
know.
$40,000 to raise a child. Fuck it.
But you know,
Fuck it.
you'd be
I'll
driving
go.
like a Land Rover. You
Have a nice car. Like, don't get me wrong.
You
have a
drive
nice
around
car.
in a Land Rover so your kid can have a nice ride.
He wants a Lamborghini, so it's like those are the expensive cars.
Oh my god.
But like,
Kids of his generation should be wanting like Teslas because they're being infiltrated with all this like global climate change shit in schools and stuff.
well, I don't think I've shared this. He has this idea that I don't know why he's so obsessed with being a millionaire, but I'm like, hey buddy, it's not actually that easy to be a millionaire because you have to buy stuff. And he's like, Mom, I'm like, look, you have to buy gas. Gas is bloody expensive. And he's like, Mom, it's fine. I'll just get an electric car.
You know what?
And I was like, I didn't know what to say back to that. I'm like, that is a genius bloody answer.
Okay, up until like 2 months ago, I didn't realize that you actually had to pay to plug your car into a charging spot.
Do you have to?
You have to pay, yeah. It would be less than gas. But yeah, you have to pay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so okay. So I'm thinking in my head while I'm reading this Jesse Williams article, he took a major pay cut, Ashley, but for artistic and career freedom. Like when you look at it from that perspective, like he's got gumption.
I think at the end of the day, anybody, like, you go through how many career changes.
Yeah.
Like he was on that show since probably season
4.
Season 4.
Yeah.
And they're now in what season?
No, sorry, season 5.
Okay, sorry, season 5. And they're now in what season?
Like 18, I think.
Okay, so he was on it for 14 years. To be doing the same job.
Yeah.
For 14 years.
Yeah.
And that was his first major whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to continue for continuity.
Yeah.
Right. So he probably wanted to get out before the show ended.
Yeah.
And make a name for himself. Like in that respect, it does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then for his ex-wife over here to be like, where's my child support? Right? Like
Yeah.
Eventually, Grey's Anatomy would end. He would eventually stop getting that paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why what's his name? Alex left.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? It's really not that surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen Pompeo has basically said, you know what? I'm kind of going to ride this out. And after that, I'm probably going to just be done.
Yeah, but she's in a hard place though, because she's like the namesake of the show. Like it's Grey's Anatomy. She's Meredith Grey.
She's also got like kids. She's got 3 kids that she's had since the start of the show.
Yeah.
And right, like
yeah.
Do you imagine her being like, okay, I'm not gonna renew my contract, and then being like, shit, we should run that series finale.
I'm telling you, just pop it in the VCR, people. Like just run it.
One person being like, we're just gonna do it. like it's just being like an old style VCR, like I bet that's how everything works. Just one VCR.
Probably.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But I don't know. It makes sense to me.
Yeah. So we'll see if it ends this season. What do you think, people? Will Grey's Anatomy officially end, or do you still like watching it? I don't.
I don't know. I haven't watched it in years.
I watched last season because they were bringing back the old characters. And honestly, those episodes with like COVID and them bringing back Derek and Lexi, it brought me to tears. I'm not going to lie. It was some good writing.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, like I said, it's beating a dead horse.
I don't know. Obviously, the writing's not good either. If you're just like, well, oh, look, another episode.
Exactly. Honestly, I'd love to know what the ratings for the season are and how they compare, because I guarantee they're a lot lower.
It's not that hard to find. We just have to look online.
Are you Googling it?
Yeah. It's a lot of episodes or seasons. Okay. They're in season they're in season 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last season, season 17, the first episode got it was typically 5.93. Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
It ended with 4.76. So this season, season 18, it started with 4.77. Lowest was 3.91. Yeah, so it's definitely down.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, that's US viewers in millions. So there's only 4 million people in the entire US who are tuning in on Thursday night to view it.
Yeah.
And I know obviously people are streaming it, but still, that's low.
That is low. Yeah. Well, maybe this will be what gives the executives over at ABC, if you're listening, please cancel Grey's Anatomy now. The final push.
What's it called? In season 15, it was up to 7 million.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was, I don't know, at the end of season 12, it was at 8 million. Start of season 12, it was almost at 9.5 million.
Yeah.
I think it's almost at its end.
See, they're probably trying to make it to 20, right? Because ER had 20 seasons, right? Around there.
So
yeah, so they're trying to make it that far, but I don't think they will.
I don't know. This is the slowest yet. Season 8. So Flight, I think that was the episode that
the plane crash.
Yeah, the plane crash, that was 11.4.
Yeah.
So, but that's a lot. That's 11.4 million people tuned in. But at the start of season 7, that was 14.3. So in 11 years, it's basically 4 million.
Wow.
I don't know how they justify keeping it on the air.
I don't know.
They're don't worry, we'll get that extra 10 million.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
know. I remember starting to watch that show. And when it started out, it was 16.25 million.
Wow.
It was oh my god. Crazy.
Crazy indeed.
Some fun facts for y'all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's still around.
I don't know. Who was your favorite Grey's character? I think you already said.
I liked Christina, truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like I'm trying to remember what her name is. The actress. The actress is really good.
Sandra Oh?
Yeah, Sandra Oh.
Yeah. And she's Canadian.
And she's Canadian, which is always positive. So
Yeah.
I like Ellen Pompeo, but Sandra Oh was just very like I don't want to say like relatable, but like just very
Yeah.
her as an actor she was always on point.
Yeah. Yeah. And you saw the growth in the character from the beginning to when she left.
Yes.
Too,
Yeah.
right? Like there was huge character development. I have to agree. I liked Christina and I also liked April. And when April left, I stopped watching the show. That was my breaking point.
Yeah.
Was when she left. Yeah. Yeah.
And like other than that, like I don't think I've seen as much growth in some of the other characters. Like Alex, there was definitely like you saw that, but some of the other characters, like Meredith, it's hard to like really like
yeah
I don't know, just end the show.
Please
Swear mad.
ABC executives, if you are listening to our little podcast, please just put us out of our misery and end Grey's Anatomy. Rather put it out of its misery. Please. With many thanks.
We appreciate it. Sayonara.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. If you are new, thank you for finding us. Go back to the like very beginning and listen to some more. And if you've been with us since the very, very beginning, stop yawning.
Sorry.
I'm gonna sad about that too. Where was I? If you've been with us since the very beginning, we thank you and hope that you continue to enjoy what we're putting out. Follow us on Instagram at Saturday Night Convos and on TikTok at Saturday Night Conv, CONV. Ashley posted a little bit of a about her video today, which will be a week today. So you might have to go back and look for it, but check that out. And I guess I have to post one now too, Ashley. You kind of laid out the challenge, so thank you for that.
Well, we said we were gonna do it, so we did it.
I know. Oh, all right.
All right, guys. We will talk soon.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.